Hi everyone, this is the continuation part for the Redis Cache integration in Nest.js application. In the first part, we have checked main concepts regarding the saving, fetching, deleting and resetting entire Redis cache store. Here in this video session, we are going to learn about the auto cache technique with the Nest.js application that will save the data into Redis store. So the auto cache is will be enabled in our Redis cache application through the interceptors, means cache interceptors. This interceptor can be decorated on a controller. On decorating it on a controller, the automatic cache is enabled through the entire controller for all get endpoints. So please be noted that it's enables only for get, because we no need cache for post and push delete, right? So it by default automatically enables the response cache, automatic response cache for the all get endpoints when we decorated our cache interceptor on top of the controller, right? So let's understand it by implementing it. To do that, go to the controller. So to use the cache interceptor, we need to use a decorator like use interceptors. So this is interceptor that loads from the common. On adding it, automatically imported into our packages. So this is the interceptor that's load from the nestjs.common. Now to this interceptor, I need to specify the cache interceptor as an input value. Cache interceptor. So this cache interceptor is also loads from the Nest.js common library. So that's it guys. By adding this decorator on top of our controller, automatic response cache is enabled for our application. But we need to import this cache interceptor provider into our providers array in the app module. So let's do that also inside the providers. Here use class, right? Here I need to give use class as cache interceptor. Okay, that got imported. Now provider, I need to give a token like interceptor. See, that's app interceptor is load from nestjs.core. Okay, that is the only thing we need to import. Let me create some endpoint that's going to load. So let me get rid of this all code, comment it. Okay, let me comment it and let me create a new endpoint. So here I can specify as auto cache, and let me create my method as get cache. So here I am going to return some fake data like So let me use this fake data only. Copy this. On comment. Let me directly retain this fake model. So when the first time is requested, it will return from here. But after the subsequent requests, it is going to be delivered from the cache response stage. One more thing we need to do is we need to set the global expiration time, because by default it is 5 seconds if we don't specify any cache expiration time. So it is hard to identify whether it is cached or not. So it is always good to define explicitly the expiration time. Since here we are using auto cache, right, we need to configure a global expiration time. To do that, here in the register method you can specify TTL like 300, which is like 5 minutes cache. So that's it, we are done. And here my endpoint also I have generated. Let's check this auto cache data. So I am getting data, right? But there is no way that I can strongly say that it is loading from the cache only, because I cannot modify here, right? So what we can do is we can check the we can check here also by changing this value. See, I am changed my name NA, and now I am refreshing the page. See, I am still getting Naveen, but in my code data is NA, it is updated, but here is not updated. This shows that it is loading from the Redis cache only, but it was stored by the application's auto cache. So what is the key? We may think, right? The key will be the route value only. This value will be automatically used as a key to store in the Redis cache. To confirm that, we can open our CLI. Let me clear all these things. Keys star C / auto cache, which is nothing but our route. So that hence proves that auto cache is working for us. But using the route value as a key may not be the ideal choice, or for every data it will be always be 5 minutes only our expiration time, which may not suit, because we may want to store some data which won't be changed more frequently. We want to store it for long time. There we want to set some different time. The data which is changes frequently, we want to give it as less expiration time. So to do that, for auto cache also we have an options like overriding them. To do that, on every individual action method we need to add some additional decorators. Those are like let me override the existing key that is storing in not existing key, overriding the URL as a key to store in Redis store. To override that and to give our own custom key, we need to use decorator like cache key. Okay, here you can specify the key. My auto cache. I am specifying the key. Using this key value, now auto response will save the data into Redis store. This cache key loads from nestjs.common only. Okay, so it is loading, right? Let's check here whether this is, because till it is 5 minutes, right? We have given, it is saving like that only. So for now what we will do is I am changing my route name so that we will get a new record. NA, right? Now check our CLI command. See here, my auto cache. Instead of auto cache 2 is saving as a key, now I override that value with my auto cache key by using the decorator called cache key. In similar fashion, we can override the global expiration time by using another decorator called cache TTL. Here I can specify 240 seconds, like 4 minutes. Okay, that's it all about auto cache using Redis instance in Nest.js. That's it all about the auto cache in Nest.js application, and I think this video has delivered some useful information to it. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please mention them in the comment section, and we will meet you again with a new video, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and bye everyone, signing off.